We are one-on-one with, are you consider yourself a melometer?
Yes, I am a Melometer.
Okay, and what is your channel name?
I am Kakoa gonna tell it. I'm sure gonna tell it to you, and that's my channel name.
Okay, and how long have you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube for 6.5 months.
Okay, and what is your channel about, or what is your mission or objective in creating content on YouTube?
So my channel, it's just about covering like hot topics on social media, whether it's reality TV shows or something that's popping in the media, like kind of like a gossip channel, so to speak. But my goal is to bring my own perspectives and like a lot of people. But my goal is to bring my own perspectives about how I see a situation from my viewpoint and how I look at it. That's pretty much what I have going on. I don't really have foresight on what I see for my channel in the future because I just started, so I don't really have that much foresight.
Okay, and what is your age range? Are you 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, or 50 to 60?
I am 25 years old.
So, what is your level of education? Are you high school diploma, bachelor's degree, or did you go further than that?
I went further. I have a master's degree.
Okay, and what is your master's degree in?
Forensic science.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. I definitely look forward to being candid, open, honest, and really helping me and the viewers get a real feel of what it means to be a melometer. I'm very curious about this dynamic of women. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you all just a little bit better. So, what is a melometer?
So a melometer is somebody who we support melody, right? We support melody and we support women, right? And it's not that we don't support men, but we support women empowerment, like women just being a boss, like going out there. Either you want to start your own business or you want to work for the man. Whatever you do, we support you. We support Black women believing in their dreams, going higher, pursuing their passions, and just like being a sisterhood, like building each other up, creating new endeavors, creating spaces for Black women to really just grow and shine. Because outside of it, we don't get that as Black women. We don't get that positive feedback from society. And I always am under the impression that you can't expect other people to do it for you. Yes, you should build up yourself, but we should have a sisterhood where we uplift each other and we support each other.
Okay, and how does one become a melometer?
You can be a melometer if you stand for women's rights, you support women, you support Black women just out there empowering each other, and you support melody. Like you have the Beehive, you have the Navy Nation for Rihanna, but you support melody, but you also support all women, no matter what. But you're a fan of melody, you know what I'm saying? You support her businesses, you support other Black women's businesses, you just go on this journey of seeing her grow. You growing on your own, like people have just started other endeavors. We support each other, like that's just what it is. That's how you become a melometer.
Okay, and so do I need to be initiated into a group like Facebook or an email list, or is there something for me to join, or just out of my love for melody, I am a melometer?
Well, I mean, some people love melody, but they don't consider themselves melometers. They might consider themselves just melody fans. Everybody doesn't like a title, right? But
so what is the distinguishing thing between a fan and a melometer?
Okay, so someone could just be a fan of melody, but they don't want, some people have religious beliefs, like they don't want to, because I'm a Christian woman, but some people don't want to they don't want to do that. They don't want to have no names. But as a melometer, we just support melody. We support her brand. We support other Black women.
When you say they don't want to do that because they're Christians and they don't want to have a name, you mean, what does that mean?
Well, I'm a Christian woman and I'm still a melometer, but I have a friend. She's a melody supporter, but she doesn't want to be a melometer because she tells me I don't put nobody. But like she just is really big about that. She doesn't even like when I call myself a part of the Lamb Mariah Carey fan. She just doesn't like all that. Like she's not that. She just will not get that in. Like she just not to that level of
So from her perception, does she feel like the title melometer has like an occult ring to it, as opposed to just saying I support her, but I'm not going to title myself this?
No, I don't think she thinks it has a cult. I think for my friend, it's just that she just feels like if she says she supports someone in that to that level, and she says she's a millimeter or a beehive or Ivy Nation or whatever, she feels like that's going against God. Like she feels like I'm a child of God. I don't want to have any labels. You know, that's just how she is. Like she's very, very religious, and I'm a religious woman.
That's very interesting. I've never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like that's why I'm like, is it because of like the idol worshiping, or like the thing with cults where they essentially believe like you're replacing God with someone else? Like because when you said your friend is saying, no, I believe in God. Like, okay, how does that compete with melody?
My friend, I don't say her name, but my friend, that's just how she is. Like, it's that's just how she is. Like, I'm a Christian. I grew up Baptist, and I'm a Melometer. I'm also, I'm called a lamb too. I'm a big Mariah Carey fan, but that's just what I do. But she's super. Like, my friend is very religious. Like, it's something that I do that she don't do. Like, she go to church every Sunday. I don't go to church every Sunday. So, some people, their religious levels vary. If that makes sense.
Okay, but at a base level, do you think that being a melometer is conflicts with religion?
No, I don't think it does. Because I don't put nobody on a pedestal above God. I don't even put nobody on a pedestal above myself. I just support people. Like, I just like your products. I just like what you do. Like, I love me some Mariah Carey. I'm a lamb, but I'm not. You know, I feel like there's levels to everything, and I'm not in that level of putting nobody on a pedestal above myself, like, or above God. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you so there's no place to join.
Oh no, there's not no place. You just a millimeter. Like, I like melody. I'm about the t-shirts. I'm a millimeter. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, I don't feel like you have to join a Facebook group or you don't have to prove yourself. I'm not even saying you got to go and buy all the products, because you might be poor and struggling. Like, you don't have to. Like,
if someone supports melody, then what distinguishes them from being a melometer?
I don't think that distinguishes them. I just think their rhetoric, like them just saying, I support melody, but I don't want to be called a melometer. You get what I'm saying?
So they have to constantly remind people that they're not a melometer every time they choose to support melody.
No, I just feel like at the end of the day, like, you can support melody. You get to pick what child you want to have. You want to be a melody, that's fine. You want to say, I support melody, but I'm not a melometer, that's fine. That doesn't dictate whether you support her or not. I don't think there's a distinguishing factor between a melometer and a melody supporter. You just support melody. It's just that the melometers will buy the shirts, and that's just what it is. You know?
How do you separate yourself from being a person who understands and supports her, but not being a melometer?
Well,
or is it like team melody versus a melometer? Like, it's levels to the shit, or like, how does it go?
I don't really think it's levels to it. I just feel like some people, you know, even you could be a melometer, and you know, it's a lady I know that she actually DMs me. She a melometer, and I've sent her money, stuff like that. She don't have the money to afford to buy Melody's products and stuff like that. You know, but she still like supports Melody. She a melometer. I feel like it's just a title. Like, it's some people that's Beyonce fans, but they not gonna say I'm part of the Beehive. I'm just a Beyonce fan. I just feel like if you want to call yourself that, you can. Just a name, right. Melody gave people that support her, but it's not really like no initiation. You're not gonna get jumped or nothing like that.
Okay, so do you feel like the Beehive has a different set of behaviors than a Beyonce follower? Than a Beyonce fan?
As a melometer, I feel like I'm a melometer, but is there people within every fan base? Well, let me keep it on melometer. Maybe stop bringing up in it. Is there people within the melometer umbrella that can be unhinged? Absolutely. Okay, there are people that take stuff and spin it in a way that Melody never said. Like, there's people that will say things like, I'm a melometer. I've been a melometer from day one, episode 1, and you need to be. And I would say that sounds stupid. Like, you can become a melometer. No longer become a melometer tomorrow. You can become a melometer next week. You don't. It's not. Some people. I will be honest and say some people they don't know what they're doing, but the things they say, it can make it seem like they're trying to turn the melometers into a cult. And that's not what we are. That's not what I am. I'm a melody. I support melody, but I do not support the rhetoric of bullying people. I do not support the rhetoric of saying you need to be a Melometer day one, episode one. I do not support the rhetoric where you cannot change your opinion on how you feel about a certain situation. I don't even support the rhetoric that just because you're a Melometer, you can't call out if you think melody did something wrong, right?
Have you ever seen a negative opinion of melody be supported by the Melometers?
Yes, I have. I can speak on my experience. So when I said that Melody was wrong for aligning herself with Kiki because the optics did not look good, yes, I got pushback, but a lot of people that still support my channel, that still watch my stuff, who say they're Melometers, they agreed with me. They said, yes, we think it was wrong for her to align herself with Kiki because of the optics. You know, they're family members. She's speaking against her cousin's marriage. So,
right, but that's with her and Kiki. I mean, with in and of herself.
No.
Okay, so there's never been a negative opinion of melody that has ever been supported by any Melometer.
No.
Okay. Now, the reason why I asked about the behavior difference between the Beehive and just a Beyonce supporter is because I want to know what is the distinguishing factor between, because you like you as a lamb. Mm-hmm. What is the distinguishing factor between you being a lamb and me liking Mariah Carey?
Oh yes, okay. So me being a lamb, I'm the kind of person, I'm gonna buy Mariah Carey's products. I'm going to the concerts. Okay, I'm joining the face. I'm a part of one. The Facebook group, like the Mariah Carey fan page. I'm going above and beyond. You hear me?
Okay, so you're a super fan, basically.
Yes.
Okay, so then as opposed to the Melometer, okay, so now let's talk about groups like, do the lambs operate like the Beehive or the Barbs?
Yes, we can. Yep, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
Okay, so because it's like I think like, and I'm trying to like correlate this to the whole cult opinion, cult reference, because is it saying that we move as a group like this because we're swarming a person, or we're just super fans and we ride for ours, but the title of it all makes it seem like an actual movement that's organized, whereas it's really just fans that enjoy this person to the 10th degree, but it's not an organized movement, or is it?
Okay, so I can speak on this. I will say it's exactly what the last part that you said, the Melometers, and I can answer it now because you thinking about me being a lamb and Mariah Carey super fan. Now I can answer it because at first I was kind of had my guard up a little bit, but I'm letting it down and be honest. So Melometers, we're super fans. I will say that we're super fans. We will go and buy the products. We're going to Mimosas with Melody, even though I have not been yet. But that's what we would do. We would buy the t-shirts. We're super fans, but we're not organized. I feel like
right. Exactly.
Go ahead.
No. I'm saying exactly, because then now you can kill the cult narrative, right? Because to be a cult, you would have to be organized, and this would have to be intentional, as opposed to this is like, no, these are people who, they're just fans. And they go up for theirs. But when you put that title on it, then people say, no, this is a cult, this is a group. But it's like, it's important to understand the difference between a cult and a fan, because a cult has a level of organization to it, and fans don't. They just have something in common, which is their love for someone.
That's exactly what it is, because I never understood that, because I can tell you firsthand, a Melometer, and I've been in here for 6 months, and I kind of climbed up. I got a lot of traction to my channel. I've never had no meeting to say, let's take down this person, let's do this, let's do, like, I've never been a part of that, never seen it. So I'm like, yeah, that would be a cult, like something like that, and this is the top ranking official, this is a senior, something like that. We don't have that. Right.
And you know what, a lot of that perception dynamic could just have to do with like YouTube channel success and hierarchy.
Oh, okay.
You know, people may look at, oh, this person has this many subscribers, or everybody doesn't challenge this person, so then they imply like, oh, there's a hierarchy, you know, like I can't cross this person, or you know, or but this person will attack this person, but we ain't gonna dare go up against that person, you know what I mean? So from that perspective, people might perceive like, now I don't, and even me, I don't even associate that with cult behavior, but it is more so like just how society operates and functions. Like it's no matter what group you're in, those roles are going to develop naturally. You know, just you're going to have your alphas, your sigmas, your betas. You're going to have people who organize. You're going to have helpers. You're going to have everybody in a role. You know what I mean? But for me, I've never. My initial perception when I first came to the sector was that it was a cult. You know what I mean? But not an actual quote, right? A figurative or you know, code, you know, like just by the behaviors. Because it was like, you know, sometimes you listen to people talk, everybody's saying the same thing, everybody's feeling the same. There was no range. There's not enough range. So it makes it easy to think that it's a code. And that's why I was saying that if the Melometers diversify their platforms and add more balance, not only will it be more entertaining for the Melometers themselves, it will give a wider range, and people will be less inclined to think that this is an organized movement or something occultish. But when you listen to people and they all are literally saying the same thing and have the same perception, and there's no deviation or variation, just like you said, nobody has ever said anything against Melody and it been supported, then it becomes cult-like from that perspective, but not, I don't think, for the intentional definition of what a cult is. You see what I'm saying?
No, I can speak on that. As a Melometer, I definitely agree. I do think that, okay, I'm not gonna get off topic. I'm gonna stay on what you're saying. I think the way some people set it up, like cult, it was like a dangerous way to paint us as a harmful group that can be extremely dangerous. I think that rhetoric was out of line. But what I will say, it is some people within the that claims to be Melometers within our bracket who has taken stuff to extremes, and that reflects negatively on all on people that claim to be a Melometer, including myself. I'm a Melometer, and it does not reflect well. But I will say this: I've always said, when people have said things like, you got to be a Melometer from day one, episode one, I said that's bullshit, because I wasn't even a Melometer from day one, episode one, and many people were not. So we're not gonna say that they were not born Melometers. That's not how it works. Okay, it's childish, and that kind of rhetoric is dangerous. That's stupid rhetoric, and that is pushing the umbrella of what, you know, the ops are saying as far as us being a cult, and I don't like that. I also do not agree with, and I've always said this, and people have heard me. You can go find it. I've always said, just because Melody likes someone does not mean I have to like them. Just because Melody dislikes someone does not mean I have to dislike them. And I'm a Melometer. And also, the same goes for Mariah Carey. Like, Mariah Carey hates J-Lo. I mean, dislikes J-Lo. I don't dislike J-Lo, okay? I like J-Lo. And I'm a lamb. And I will say also, the last thing before, you know, I hand the mic back to you, is I also feel like me supporting Melody means I really support her and uplift her when she's doing good. But if she's doing wrong, I'm going to call it out, because when you care about someone, you really support them, and you buy their products and you do this, you want to call them out when they're wrong, because that lets them know, like, hey, don't make this mistake, or if you keep going down this trajectory, it might not be good. That's why I made a video calling out, hey, I don't think it's cool for you to hang with Kiki. I don't think it's cool for you to make, like, people can go back and find that video, and I can reiterate it. I made a video and I stated I'm a Melometer, and at this time I was a Melody fan, but I didn't say I was a Melometer yet, even though I was secretly a Melometer, but I was scared. I said that it did not look good when Melody did her video. I don't want to say any YouTubers' names, but she did a video addressing a YouTuber, and she said in the video, I gave these people a platform, right? That can be perceived badly, because it might make them feel like, what are you saying? Are you saying that I would be nothing if it wasn't for you creating this reality TV show, right? And I felt like some people within the Melometer bracket could run with that and say, oh, she made them, as if these people didn't go to school and work hard and make themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because that's pretty much the same thing that rubs you the wrong way about her and Martell.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Right, but she's not with Martell, and she still did that.
That's true, and I called it out, and I got so much pushback, but I still called it out because, you know, part of being a Melometer means I support her, but I don't want to, that kind of rhetoric. It does not work good if you have other relationships. People watch social media and they might watch that and be like, oh, I don't think I want to be friends with her. I don't think I want help from her, because if she helped me, she gonna throw it in my face, or she gonna say, and her fans are gonna say, she made me, she built me, and I called that out, because that's not the type of rhetoric you should have. You know,
right, but not saying this is part of the interview or anything, but just talking between you and I.
Yeah,
it does go back to that conversation we have about women being one half of a team, because you picked up on that same behavior on her when she was with Martell, and you were able to say, like, this is a narcissistic couple, I don't like what they do, blah 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 blah. Now fast forward, Melody's not with him, she's single, she's moving on her own, and she's still doing that same toxic narcissistic shit, but you fail to see her in that light. But because it was like, oh, she was doing that because she was with Martell, she's not now, and she's still doing that. Now she may not be doing it as, you know, powerfully, because she doesn't have another person to co-sign it, but that's her character, because she's still doing it. You see what I'm saying? So
yes, I do. And
I'm not gonna include that in the interview or nothing, because I'm not trying to paint that picture. I'm just talking between you and I, because it does challenge the perception of, you know, basically I'm even thinking of segueing into not the war on wives, but just in saying that some of this has to do with Black women being single. Like, I just have to call it out, because when you're with someone or you have a man, your actions are perceived totally different than when you're by yourself, even though you're the same person. You're literally describing the same thing you described with her and Martell. They were always telling people this is what they did for them and throwing things in people's face. And you didn't like it then, and when Melody just did it, you still didn't like it. You're consistent, but you're not consistent in your perception of her, though.
And I understand you. I feel like in some ways Melody has improved since she left Martell, but yes, I'm gonna be real. You can leave it in there. I'm a very honest person, because the same thing I say here, you can find it in my videos. Literally, I know my.
Well, no, it's not. I'm not trying to take anything out for that perspective, but I don't want it. I'm not trying to paint a picture of Melody, and I'm not trying to prove anything about her. I'm really trying to stick to what is a Melometer for this. Yeah. But just between you and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just listening to you talk, and then I'm piecing it together. You know what I mean? So that's what I meant by that.
And what I will tell you, Queen, is this. I have always told people Melody is not perfect. I always say that, because I want to make it be known. Even when I say Mariah Carey is not perfect, nobody is perfect. I'm a Melometer, but I'm not one of those deranged people. I got a life outside of YouTube. I go harder for myself than anybody else, okay? I do think that some people are on the borderline of just being crazy, but I understand that sometimes with like names like Melometer or Beehive, it attracts some loony bins. You know what I'm saying? Some people are loony as fuck. But like I've gathered that, and I'm like, yeah, there's some loony people out there that's loony, because, you know, some of the things they do, that lady would not approve of. Do I think sometimes Melody might take delight in us doing her heavy work, like dragging somebody? Yes. But do I think she agrees with people showing up at people's businesses, showing up people's houses? Absolutely not.
But and then for me, it kind of, like, to me, when people say Melody's not perfect, that comes off as a gaslight, because it's like a general statement of, we acknowledge her flaws, but it's not a scrutinization. But if you're talking about Martell or somebody else on the cast, it's like every single flaw they have is scrutinized. It's not put under a general umbrella of nobody said they were perfect. So it's like making that upfront acknowledgement is almost like, it just, to me, it's gaslighting. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that with any intention on the person, part of the person that's doing it. But I just find that to be very unfair. That one person just gets to acknowledge for not being perfect, but the other people have to have all of their not being perfect moments blown out of proportion.
Yes, Queen, can I say this? One thing I will say, if you ever look at, like, really, like, watch my channel, I drag the Scots on the front of them just upholding Martellin his wrong. Like, Dan, y'all upholding him in his wrong, and y'all be saying dumb shit like your wife needs to roll over and take it. But if you watch my videos, I've never drugged them people on for their businesses. Like, your business not doing good, your store is closed. You can never find a video of me saying about Black being closed to open, because why do I give a fuck? That's not gonna pay my bills. You will never find me a video of me saying this man don't have a real law license. You will never find a video, and never, not everyone has been posted of me talking about their businesses, me talking about their kids, or me talking about whether they have a criminal record. I can care less about that shit. I'm not, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
same here.
I've never been that invested. I drag them far as like on the show. I never take it outside of the show and go look up things they doing in real life. So that's why I can say that and rest in that, because the Scott, like, I actually corresponded with the Scots when I was cool with them in the Facebook groups. I've never went that far, because I feel like that's down low and that's wrong. And that's why I'm able to call out like another YouTuber when they say things like, I'm pretty sure Melody don't own her house, let me call the IRS. That's going too far.
What the hell?
A lady did do that. People like that, and people like, and I know it's recording, but people, even Melometers that do that, I don't go to their channels. You never see me in their channels, and I'm not gonna bring up nobody's names, but I don't fuck with that, because that's just going too damn far. I'm a Melometer, I support Melody and what Melody do, but all this other shit about digging at people's backgrounds, saying they criminals, saying they business closed, wanting their business to be closed, calling they place of business, I ain't never participated in no shit like that on my dead grandma, and everybody know it. I don't fuck around like that. I keep it level.
Yeah, because then sometimes, like me, that's just not my type of content. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not something that I'm interested in.
Yeah, that's dark, and that's why I say it's fucked up, because even though I say, that's why it took me a long time to say I was a Melometer, and I can have an honest conversation with you. Like, it took me a long time to say I'm a Melometer, because some of the things that certain content creators do, and certain, like, even like just Melometers do that's not content creators, I don't agree with that shit. I don't agree with it.